Fitzgerald Gymnasium, we bring you NBL basketball and the NBL Shaughnessy semifinals. The Cardinal Newman Cardinals host the Annalee Tigers, looking to book a third consecutive trip to the NBL Championship. Hugo Traverso alongside Dylan Cardinal. Dylan, great game in for us tonight. Cardinals looking to close this thing out early like they've done in the past few games. They're on quite the hot run. Who are you looking to have be the difference maker?
Yeah, difference maker tonight is going to be Newman bringing athleticism. Annalee's got some size, and they got some really good guard play. So with size and guard play, the two things that can combat that, if you're a little bit smaller, are athleticism tonight. So it's going to be looking for guys like Zion Cargill, a 10.66 guy in the 100, right, an elite athlete. So looking for guys like that to combat Nick Mason down low for Annalee. On top of that, the freshman West, as well as A.J. Cole getting to the line, using their athleticism, absorbing contact, getting free points when applicable. Tonight, the difference is going to be athleticism and who can crash the glass harder.
Yeah, well, the Cardinals will take the opening possession. It's with A.J. Cole as things get started. Cole drives left, rolls it to the left corner for Zion Cargill, who drives the lane. His layup is off the mark, but who else but Calif putting it up and off the glass to get the first 2 points of the ball game. Bryce Homan will bring it up. Talented senior guard. It's now over with Jordan Jones. Jones set up at the high right elbow. Jones rolls left to the elbow. Jones trying to do some work on Cade Taylor, goes into the paint. Kick out to Homan is picked off, going the other way. It's A.J. Cole. He drives coast to coast. Can't get it to go as he drives the lane. Calif racing for the rebound, and it bounces around. The loose ball will go out of bounds. It'll be ruled Cardinal possession.
Great job by Faye there, just immediately crashing the offensive glass. To not to toot my own horn here, but just that's the kind of athleticism, that kind of tenacity that the Cardinals are going to need tonight. Good example there as Cole goes up and gets fouled by 32 Nick Mason. Nick Mason with a big body tonight is going to be hard to combat. So throwing multiple bodies and throwing that vertical athleticism is going to be a huge key tonight. Great job by Fahey early to give the Cardinals a chance at some second chance points.
Yeah, and A.J. Cole, he had 16 of the Cardinals' 19 points in the first quarter against Montgomery, led to a 32-point affair for him. His first is up and good. Cole, very talented guard, one of the best in the area. 60 total points last week, 28 against Santa Rosa, 32 against Montgomery. The second is good.
Hugo, 60 points in a week. I'll tell you what, that's going to get it done. They're going to need him tonight to get to the line like he just did, as well as use that quickness to just generate a couple easy buckets inside.
Yeah, now Annalee will bring it across with Homan. He'll give it off to Kai Meyer. Meyer over on the right wing. Meyer trapped in by Zion Cargill. He tips it away. Loose ball picked up by Cade Taylor. Taylor will run the court. Taylor on the right elbow. Kick right corner. Legend Haile, his three is off the mark. Rebound goes to Homan for Annalee. Bryce will bring it across, guarded closely by A.J. Cole. He brings it right, gives it off to Meyer. He brings it left. Now at the left elbow, Meyer is trapped once again by Zion Cargill. Goes back to Homan. He loses his step as he's navigating the perimeter, and his pass is a bit long. Kicks off the foot of Jordan Jones and out of bounds. Last touched by a Cardinal. Goes off of one of the defenders. Newman playing defense on this south end of this gymnasium. And you've got the seniors up there as well as their undefeated NBL Oak banners in both boys and girls basketball. They're up there, and Newman, I mean, Dylan, they might need a new gym soon. Running out of wall space here.
It was funny you say that, Hugo. During the anthem, I started looking around. I was looking for some of my banners from back in the day, but we are running out of space here in the John Fitzgerald Gymnasium. It is getting quite packed with the rise of water polo here at Cardinal Newman, the swim team taking off, girls soccer. I mean, this is turning into Not always been a powerhouse, but men's and women's basketball, Coach McManus on the football field. I mean, I can go down to Coach DeBenedetti on the baseball team. I mean, we are running out of space. I gotta say, I'm seeing a large banner behind me for the baseball team. We are running out of space.
Yeah, we are running out of space, and Annalie's running out of space on offense. Meyer will try a three. He got it, and the Tigers are on the board. However, Calif Fahey got a bucket on a fast break for the Cardinals, so Newman leads 6-3 now with 5:20 to play. Legend Haile on the right wing gives it off to the top. Cade Taylor, his three is off the mark. Picked up by Jones off the rebound. Jones now navigating as he brings it right, gives it back to Homan. Homan now to Meyer. Meyer navigating the right wing. Meyer, spin move, and he traveled. And so a tough turnover there for Annalee, their third so far.
Third turnover, Hugo. To me, they're just moving a little too quick right now. They're doing a lot of the dribble handoff stuff. We talk a lot about the top of the key dribble handoff that me and you do. Very reminiscent of the old, 2010s Boise State offense, the current Dana Altman Oregon offense. A lot of West Coast teams like to do the high dribble handoff. If you get sped up, it can create turnovers with bad passes. And with 3 turnovers through about 3 minutes and change, just looking for Annalee to slow it down and get a little more command of that offense.
And Newman finds Haile in the paint. Kick out now to the left corner. The three from Zion Cargill is off the mark, and it will roll out of bounds, which means it will go Annalee's way. 6-3, Tigers are still in it. This has been Newman's new sort of trend in recent games, is keep it close in the first quarter and then just absolutely blow out their opponent in the second and third. Coach Travis Taylor is going to be looking to do that tonight as there's about 4 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Holman tries to find Meyer. Meyer, it's tipped away and goes out of bounds by Zion Cargill. They're going to call a timeout. So former Cardinal Newman student and legendary basketball player Nick Pedersen calls his boys over to talk things over as Newman's defense has just engulfed this Annalee offense.
Playing a really aggressive brand of basketball to start on the defensive end, Hugo. Going into this 32nd timeout, what I've seen from Newman is not only are they running the blitz up high, but they are running not any sort of prevent in the backcourt, but the second that ball comes across half court, they are attacking. Point of attack defense. Way above the three-point line, saying, you know what, if you want to take me off the dribble, I trust my teammates to cover, recover, fill gaps for me. But they're gonna, so far tonight, they've come up at least 5 feet beyond the three-point arc, throwing hands and faces, and you can see Coach Taylor on the sideline screaming at his guys to pressure, pressure, pressure. So clearly, the focal point of the defense was create pressure early.
And we'll see if Annalee can withstand that pressure. They'll get the ball in to Jaff Stock. Jaff Stock dribbles to the right elbow, then resets with Jones at the top. A lot of DBHO happening. Meyer brings it left, and now they're going to call a foul. Another turnover against Annalee. That one's going to go against Nick Mason. Haven't seen Owen Ruffino. We might see him here. He's a bit of a sharp shooter. Nope, we'll see instead Hunter Thomas. The first time Newman played Annalee here, Thomas only saw the court for the last 40 seconds of the game. So quite the interesting switch up here, putting Thomas, who is a very, very good baseball player, in at the center position. Now Newman will get it. Calif Fahey at the top, hands it off to A.J. Cole. Cole drives left. They're going to call a foul on Meyer. Call him for a block.
Whistle's going early tonight, Hugo. Not criticizing the refs here, but you can clearly see they're setting the tone with, let's not be smacking arms, let's not do the stupid stuff, let's play defense and slide our feet. So a lot of turnovers, a lot of foul calls just early tonight, setting the tone that let's play the game. We're playing basketball, not football, and that clearly seems to be the refs' mode going into this.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Montgomery game. Over 40 fouls called in those 32 minutes, so we could be in for a long night as Legend Haile drives left, and he appeared to lose his dribble as he was going up for a shot, but in fact it was tipped out of bounds there by Andrew Reed, one of the guards coming off the bench for Annalee. Newman will set up at the right half of the field, and they get a nice ball into Legend Haile. Great deception there as Haile dives low into the right post, puts it up and off the glass for 2. Now on the defensive side, Haile playing great defense, knocks the ball away, and then after Jones regains his dribble, he rejects him at the line. And now Newman with some momentum considerably. They're going to be looking to carry this. And who else? Legend Haile pulls from 3. No, it's off the mark. Loose ball picked up by Zion Cargill. Goes back to the left side with Haile, and he'll reset with Cole towards the top of the key. Newman will move it around the perimeter. Cole finds the driver. The roll from my Calif. Fahey is there. Gets a nice pass into the post, and Fahey puts it up and off the glass. He's got 6 points early on here. 10-3, Newman leads. They have a chance to jump out to a double-digit lead if they can have a good defensive possession. It's with Thomas now at the top. Thomas scans the field. Thomas drives right. Thomas puts up a 4-footer. It's off the mark and picked up off the rebound by Cargill. Cargill now to Cade Taylor. Taylor at the top. He says, why not? Pulls from 3. Great rebound there by Calif. Fahey resets with A.J. Cole. Cole steps through. They're going to call a block as he was tripped up. And the Cardinals will bring in 2 substitutes in Owen Graff and Aiden Johnson.
Really impressed so far with Fahey, Hugo. Doing the little stuff. I mean, we call it the KISS principle, K-I-S-S, keep it simple, stupid. Roll, cut, drive hard, right? Doing the little stuff right. We talked about it with the athleticism. Newman, you don't want to call it a lack of size by any means, but when you have 2 centers out on the court together like Annalee does right now, Fahey's role is being quick inside, is being athletic inside.
As, oh my goodness, Kai Meyer from the left wing. He's got 6, and that's all Annalee has. His 2 threes have proven to be from quite the range. I mean, he's really turned it up. Got a bit of a weird-looking jump shot, but it'll work for him. Cade Taylor drives inside. Low post. His pass is picked off now by Reed. He'll go the other way. Reed is rejected by Legend Haile, and I believe that's 9 blocks now in 3 games for Legend Haile. Oh, my goodness. He's been all over the court. And where's
Legend Haile, Legend Westbrook these last 3 games, dude. Flying around, knocking shots down. When a guard has the ability to recover, set his feet, and explode vertically, it provides such an asset for a coaching staff in transition defense. And Haile has been elite these last 3 games. Hugo?
Yeah, and Holman drives inside. He goes up for the floater. It's off the mark. The ball will roll out of bounds. They're going to call it off on Newman, but Holman is down, and this would be a tough loss for Annalee. He'll get up and walk off under his own power. He's in a great deal of discomfort. He'll have to see the new athletic trainers at Cardinal Newman. The Tigers are going to move to bring in Logan Willis off the bench. So quite the story. Holman, who's been such a big player for Annalee and a team that is likely to make the playoffs, has gone out with an ankle injury. As Thomas gets it in, he'll go up and draw the foul. Annalee has checked in Owen Ruffino, much beefier center. He's a guy that is quite the sharpshooter. Aiden Johnson is tagged with the foul there. So Hunter Thomas, who highly recruited for baseball, his first free throw is off the mark.
Hugo, the loss of home is obviously tough here. It looks like Annalee's response has been going bigger. So let's see how the size that Annalee's putting on the court compares to a little bit more of the speed profile that Cardinal Newman has.
Yeah, and we'll see it here. Legend Haile, quick 3 on the right corner. No good, and then they're going to call an off-ball foul on the rebound by the Cardinals. It's going to be a push on Aiden Johnson, his second in just about 7 seconds.
Yeah, tough little stretch there for Johnson.
Thank you all for tuning in. The great Tom Nunes, definitely been a huge supporter of us. We'll see if he comments soon.
Love Tom. Big shout out to Tom. Hope he's listening to the broadcast. I don't see him in the gym, so that makes me hope he's listening to the broadcast. You know how big of fans we are of Tom, supporting the broadcast. Not only supporting the broadcast, but supporting our athletic department as a whole. And we just want to give a huge shout out to Tom. Anytime I get to run into Tom, it's an absolute pleasure here. And really big thanks to him for not only supporting the broadcasting that we do here at Cardinal Newman and with YSN, but also a supporter to the athletic department. So big shout out to Cardinals for life and Tom Nunes for sure, Hugo.
Yeah, well, J.J. West picks up his first 2 points of the game with 45 seconds to play. Gets a nice rebound, goes back up behind the back. Now Logan Willis dives to the left. He misses his second layup of the quarter. And now rebound goes with the Cardinals. Legend Hiley with it. Hiley gives it off to Owen Graff from the foul line. He got it. Nice little 15-foot J there. Puts the Cardinals up by 7. And Newman, little by little, pulling away here. 20 seconds to play. Reed having some trouble against Hiley. They're going to call a foul with 17.5 seconds as Homan will come back in for Annaly. He'll check in, assumedly, for Willis. Nope, they're going to call
see him back on the court, Hugo.
Yeah, they're going to call him off for Hunter Thomas instead. Legend Hiley will check out after his first personal foul, and Cade Taylor will check back in. Newman going with their shooter set, trying to hit a big 3 maybe, or a big fast break layup to go up by 9 or 10, heading into the corner. Reed drives inside. Reed, the push off of Johnson. He was looking for the foul. Couldn't get the rebound. Now 7 seconds. Pull up from 3. Cade Taylor. Who else? With 3 seconds to play, Holman will throw up a prayer. It'll miss to the right, and the Cardinals go up by 10. The strategy by Coach Taylor of putting in his sharpshooter son pays out, and the Cardinals lead by 10 heading to the second.
No, huge first quarter for the Cardinals, Hugo. Huge first quarter. Getting up 10, very impressive. One of the things I noticed, too, late subs from Cardinal Newman there, so going to be interesting to see what they do with their rest throughout the second quarter. What I will say, and it's not going to show up in the stat sheet, how about Legend Hiley flying around on defense? Okay, flying around. So far, not only willing and able to attack on offense, but on the defensive end so far, in everyone's face, jumping, passing lanes, looking for blocks. Really impressed with Hiley on the defensive end. This lead, to me, getting 17 points gets a whole hell of a lot easier when you get it off turnovers, when you get it in transition, when you're able to get quick buckets, when you're able to cut and get Fahey at quick points. The Cardinals are keeping it simple, but where this lead comes from, Hugo, is from the defensive end. Holding Annaly to 7 points in the first quarter, and then being able to parlay that into quick shots, effective shots, easy shots. Look at Cade Taylor's quick 3-pull. Look at Owen Graff not wasting time, finding the open space in transition. Yeah, it's a jumper. Yeah, it's not a transition jumper, but it's coming off of transition with the confusion of the defense, right? So if Cardinal Newman continues to play effective defense like they get a steal right there to go up 19-7, they're going to be in a great spot going into the second quarter.
And the Annaly parents starting to get into it as they believe that Holman was pushed there. But nevertheless, Newman does get 2 points, and then Holman coming up the court, dribbled out of bounds. So now 19-7, 12-point lead. Newman, this is where they are the strongest. The second and then the start of the third quarter, they want to shut a team out, and they, like you said, they've been doing it with their defense. We'll see if they can do it here. J.J. West on the left, now gives it off to Carmine Guevara. He finds Cade Taylor, who dives to the right block. Taylor was looking to pass to Guevara. He gets the loose ball. Now over to Owen Graff on the left wing. He drives in. Floater isn't there. Flying through the air to try and make up for it was J.J. West. He came up a bit short. Annaly pulls down the rebound. Andrew Reed goes the other way. Reed at the top. He runs to the right. Right wing with Reed. Hands it off now to Willis. Willis now brings it back to the top. Willis resets at the top. Goes to Andrew Reed. Now with Holman. Holman doing some work on the perimeter. Holman finds Willis under the basket. Willis gives it off to Reed. Left block. Reed. Spin move. Fade away. No good. Pulled down by Cade Taylor. The Cardinals will run the court. Taylor with it. He'll drive all the way. Great job by Logan Willis, though, to notice the drive and kick as he knocks the kick out past Owen Graff out of bounds. Graff checks out. Hiley checks in. 19-7, 6:50 to play.
Key right now is for Cardinal Newman to keep running. They are getting so many good looks off quick rebounds and attacking lanes.
And they're going to attack a lane right there with J.J. West. He goes from the top down to the right post and rises to the occasion, quite literally going up and touching it softly off of the glass and through. He almost treated it like he was giving a popsicle to a 3-year-old. As Jaff Stock drives the lane, Jaff Stock to the left post goes up and draws the foul. So Jaff Stock heads to the line for 2. Legend Haile gets tagged with his second personal. Stock's first is up and off the mark. So the Cardinals on a 7-0 run since midway through. Actually, a 11-0 run since mid-first quarter. They've been doing quite well against Annalee in the last 4 to 5 minutes. As the second one from Jaff Stock is off the mark. So this is the problem for these teams against Newman. They cannot convert at the line. They know the Cardinals are going to do so. So they need to work on that. Zion Cargill has it on the right wing, gives it up J.J. West. His 3 from college range at the top of the key is no good, but a good rebound there from Zion Cargill. He's been all over the place rebounding-wise this year as A.J. Cole brings it in. Cole throws up a floater from 8 feet. Can't get it to go as it rolls off the side of the iron. Owen Ruffino with it. Now to Willis. Willis finds Jaff Stock. 3 from the corner. He can't find it as it's rebounded by A.J. Cole. Cole brings it up. Cole now to the right. Cole steps through. Cole coast to coast and finishes at the rack. A.J. Cole up to 6 in his night right now. 23-7. Newman has the lead. Holman with it. Holman brings it right. Holman working on Cole. Holman flicks it up and through. Great work there by the senior.
I think they're going to need to get Holman more involved here. Lack of shots from the guard, number 3, who's been one of their key scoring points all season. A little confused why they're not running more ball screen action, more dribble handoff action for 3. But they're going to need to get him more involved if they want to, get this 14-point deficit recovered.
Well, they'll see if they can do it here after a missed Newman shot. Logan Willis trying to do it all himself. Gets into the corner, gets himself tracked, finds Holman, who lost the ball off of the catch and went off of his knee and out of bounds. So tough one and a tough break for Annalee as they'll check in one of their starters in Jordan Jones and check out Logan Willis. Now 23-9 with 4:50.
West for Cardinal Newman also took a seat for Fahey coming back onto the court there. Or excuse me, for Carmine Guevara there coming onto the court.
Yeah, as Cade Taylor drives all the way down to the paint, flies through, can't get the layup to go. Fahey comes down with the rebound, but it's ripped out of his grasp by Holman. Now Jaff Stock on the other end. Jaff Stock steps through, and they're going to call a foul on the Cardinals. He was driving the lane, and they're going to call a block there.
Yeah, it looked like Jaff Stock went up for a shot off the layup. Kind of got that rip-through call there. Hugo, I got a question for you here. So what I've been seeing a lot tonight is obviously Cardinals are moving quick. Cole's attacking quick, specifically. Legend Haile's attacking quick. They're moving quick in transition. A lot of movement offense tonight. A lot of baseline, a lot of screen and roll, a lot of cuts, a lot of movement offense. Have you been seeing that? I missed the last 2 games, so fill me in on kind of what we've been seeing in terms of a lot of those cuts and a lot of the baseline movement. Has that been consistent?
Yeah, that's been consistent. I mean, Newman has always looked to find the open drive before they go for a 3. I mean, I've seen more of A.J. Cole pulling up from, you could say, college range. His 3 has been sharp from the top of the key, as the inbounds pass for Annalee is going to be a loose ball. Will likely turn into a jump ball. No, Newman rips it up away, and they get the turnover. But the Cardinals, they've been standing with the DBHO type of offense, but they've also been working through these drives, through these pick and rolls. They've been working on all their stuff because they know in certain league games, whether it's Rancho, whether it's Santa Rosa, where they're going to be up, even though Santa Rosa gave them quite the scare, they know that they can work on a bunch of stuff that's going to give them new life when it comes deep into the playoffs, and they have to face a new defense, as Annalee's going to take a timeout after Carmine Guevara finds the bottom of the net. It's going to be 25-9, so they'll take a full. And, I mean, you know, speaking on that offense, they've been doing a great job. They've just been using their speed, like you've been saying. They've been using the fact that they're in greater condition, they're faster. They're going to use that to their advantage against, you know, a team like Annaley who might not be as deep as them, a team like Santa Rosa who's not going to be as deep, or Montgomery. It's going to be really interesting when they play Windsor on Friday. Well, could be Montgomery if Montgomery gives Windsor the scare.
You couldn't agree more, Hugo. The other thing that I've noticed, and you speak about the depth there, is that Newman's able to rotate 9 deep. And when they're able to rotate 9 deep, one of the things we just saw in the last 2 possessions of this game was a full court press from Newman. Newman's saying if we're going to be athletic, if we're going to jump these passing lanes, we're getting blocks, we're getting steals. We have a proven concept here in the first half of being able to jump passing lanes. So if we have the advantage on the athleticism, we have the advantage on the speed, and we're bringing freshmen like J.J. West off the bench. We're bringing folks like Carmine Guevara, backup quarterback, elite athlete, off the bench. We're able to run more of these blitzes, more of this full court press. And on the last 2 possessions, it's resulted in now a timeout. But it's just Coach Taylor is clearly seeing, and it is working with a 25-9 with 3:47 to go in the second, that let's keep playing this extremely aggressive brand of defense.
Yeah, well, now it's with Annaley, and they'll play that extremely aggressive brand of defense, but the bank is open for Jordan Jones. He needed to cash some checks, and picks up a nice little $3 there using the bank. They set up a nice screen down low. Now Annaley switching to his zone. Newman will find Owen Graff in the left corner. The key to breaking this type of zone that we've seen some teams try to break out after San Rafael effectively beat Newman with this zone is Newman has to hit their first couple shots from beyond the arc, and they did it last week. Monty came out of a timeout, ran the zone. Newman popped a 3 from the corner, legend highlight. They went immediately right back to that man-to-man defense, and then Newman went on a 10-point run. So the question is, will Annaley stay with this zone defense as they drove the lane there effectively with Nick Mason, but he traveled before he could put up a shot. Now Zion Cargill gets it on the left wing. The Cardinals will have it. Jalen Gordon at the top. Gordon drives inside. Kick out 3. A.J. Cole, it's in and out. Tipped around. Rebound goes to Macaulay Fahey, and the Cardinals will reset.
Hugo, 2 things that are going to beat a 2-3, I'll tell you right now. Not breaking news here for anybody. A.J. Cole up with the right hand, attacks. It's going to be wing drives, corner 3s, and rebounds. Offensive rebounds will open up shots in a zone. We know this.
Yeah,
and
the
Cardinals have been incredibly effective at all 3 of those things tonight.
Exactly. It did it right there. Cardinals missed a 3, got a great rebound. AJ gets it right back, and as you said, beauty with his right hand, and he goes all the way up, finishes it off. 27-12 now with 2:27 to play in the second quarter. Owen Ruffino will take it out after a foul is called against the Cardinals. Newman have no fouls to give. They're going to call a foul now against Annaley, a hold against Jaff Stock. It'll go the other way. But Annaley, 1 foul away from being in the bonus, so it then begs the question, can they make their free throws? And so far tonight, they have not been able to. 15-point lead, but it seems a lot bigger for the Cardinals. Jalen Gordon to the right, gives it off to Graff. Resets now with Zion Cargill. Cargill at about midcourt. Cargill brings it to the left, gives it now to Owen Graff on the left corner. Now reset. Newman doing a lot of skip passes right now, just trying to break Annaley down. 27-12. A.J. Cole with it. Cole drives inside. Cole takes the bump, goes up with the shot, and he'll head to the line to shoot 2.
I'll say it once, I'll say it again. We see it at the college level, we see it at the pro level, we don't see it enough at the high school level. Learning to control your body in the air, and that is something that Cole has done a great job of tonight. One of the best ways to receive and get fouls is if you are able to move in a way that you can get your hip into action, meaning if you can lead with a hip and lead with a shoulder, specifically a hip, you're going to be able to get more fouls against you due to the body angles and the contact you'll receive, and more importantly, the way that contact is perceived. With that, Cole is back at the line and has done a fantastic job of that tonight, while also being an elite right-hand finisher. So when he's able to attack that right side, but then lead with the hip, lead with the shoulder, he knows that he can contort and move his body in a way to receive those fouls on a consistent basis. We saw that in Santa Rosa, and we saw that against Montgomery as well.
Yeah, Holman on the other end after Cole makes both at the line. Holman tried a 10-foot floater, but couldn't come up with it. And the Cardinals get the rebound. They'll go the other way. A.J. Cole now at the top. Cole will get a screen to his left by my Calif. He takes it and pulls up for three. Loose ball is going to go off of Fahey last. And off of the rebound, it'll go Annalie's way.
It's a great effort by Fahey. One of the things that I've seen Annalie struggling with tonight is understanding the rotations and rebounding in this 2-3 zone, right? They're not fully rotating back and flipping hips to rebound. It's giving Newman a lot of second chance opportunities. Missing one there with the ball going off of Fahey's hands, but collectively tonight they have done a poor job on the defensive boards, leading to this, what is now a 17-point lead.
Yeah, and they're doing a horrible job under the basket. I mean, Nick Mason right there drives in, posts up. He has a wide open layup, misses it. Logan Willis, he did the same thing 3 times. Annalie's missed about 10-ish points from right under the hoop by not making these layups.
Sub 4-foot shots if you're Chardom.
Yeah, and Mike Fahey on the other end for the Cardinals.
Does
he
about
misses.
the same thing.
Yeah, he misses a layup. But, you know, it's high school. But at the same time, you know, you can't be missing 5 of those. Jalen Gordon, he misses another. So I guess everyone's missing layups. Fahey misses another. Gordon misses another. Oh, my goodness. Both teams leaving about 10 points from under the basket.
Oh, my gosh.
And now there's going to be a foul.
Lids on? Hugo, what in the heck was that? Who put the lids on the basket?
Well, the famous announcer's drinks comes down on the Cardinals there. And now
Jalen Gordon drives, miss. Fahey, miss. Gordon, miss. Kicked ball.
Yeah, so they're going to send it the other way. There's going to be a foul called against the Cardinals. It'll go against Owen Graff. So Nick Mason will head to the line to shoot 2. As Annalie is in the bonus with 25 seconds to play here in half number 1. There will be a 10-minute halftime period. Then we'll be back with the second half of action here from John Fitzgerald Gymnasium. Mason's first is off the mark. Free throws also coming troublesome for Annalie.
Just wanted to take a quick moment to thank Vine Street Properties. Vine Street Properties, commercial and residential property management in Hillsburg, California, serving all of Sonoma and Marin County. We really appreciate their support of our broadcast tonight. Vine Street Properties doing a great job serving local homeowners and property owners in Sonoma and Marin County. Huge thanks to Vine Street Properties.
Yeah, huge thanks to them. Do a great job up in Healdsburg. Vine Street Properties. Go check them out. 14 seconds remaining after Annalie missed 1 of 2. A.J. Cole runs to the right. 5 seconds on the shot clock with Haile on the left wing. Inside to Fahey. Fahey, fadeaway jumper is off the mark. Holman will throw up a prayer at the end. It falls way short, and that is going to be the half. We'll be right back with the second half of action. Newman leads 29-13. And we're back here at the half. Second half just about ready to get started. 29-13, your score at the break over at Windsor High School. Windsor is in complete control of that one, leading 42-24. Comfortable lead for the Jaguars as they head into the fourth quarter. Got a little bit of an earlier start over there. And so now students being instructed to clear the court. Annalee brought a bit of a student section tonight, about maybe 7 or 8 deep. Newman, more substantial, but a lot of them went over to the current production that is going on in the ACC at the Cardinal, here on the Cardinal Newman campus. They've got the theater class doing their first play. It's called Love Crossed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Excited
7:30 to 8:30 tonight and tomorrow. I'll be going tomorrow supporting one of my fellow colleagues who is in there, Paulo Maravilla. He's doing a great job.
Shout out Paulo for helping out with the CN broadcasting team. Great guy. Huge asset to us. Also, girls soccer game tonight, right? A lot of irons in the fire here at Cardinal Newman tonight.
Exactly. The girls just found out they're leading deep into that game 3-0. I actually think it's over. 3-0 over Montgomery, so pretty much locked up the league championship for them on senior night here. Now Kate Taylor works left, kick out to the left wing for A.J. Cole is off the mark. 7:30 to play here, 29-13. Don't worry, you're all caught up on the action here from the John Fitzgerald Gymnasium. But the girls soccer team, they play at Windsor on Friday. Going to be a crazy game, but you want to be, well, you want to be at that one. You also want to be at the league championship at 7:45 over at Rancho Cotati. It's going to be likely Windsor, and if things hold still here, Newman. Windsor and Newman will get their third matchup. Been some hotly contested games as Jones drives the lane and finishes with the magic square. Nice little touch off of it. 29-15. Annalee clawing back into this game. Cardinal Newman, they want to control the first 4 minutes. See if they can do it. They get a nice pass inside to Zion Cargill. It's off the mark. Loose ball off of the rebound, and it goes off of Mason.
Love the attacking nature of Newman in the first minute 15. Just need to take a sec to get it under a little bit more control. Zion going up hard, but out of control. Attacking lanes a little out of control. Here goes.
That was Cole.
Yeah, it was Cole to the lane there, getting fouled headed to the line. But
yeah, Jones pretty much grabbed his hand and said, I'm going to hold your hand to the free throw line, and basically grabbed his hand as he was driving the lane. So he switches to his left hand and puts up the layup and draws the foul. So he'll head to the line for 2. His first is off the mark. Cole was a perfect 4 for 4 tonight heading into that one, but it's good to see him at least 4 for 5. He was struggling a little bit at the line in the game against Montgomery last week.
And withdrawing contact being a fairly large part of his game and his scoring profile, misses the second now to be 4 for 6. Looking to just see him be a little more consistent from the line, as he does often attack, certainly in that single coverage. So just looking for him to be a little more consistent as we head through this playoff and NCS run.
Well, Jaffstock has it on the left, now gives it back to Jones on the right. Right wing now with Mayer. Goes back to Homan at the top. Annalee has not been able to really cash out from 3 recently as Homan drives the lane, goes up, doesn't draw the foul, and they're going to call the tip off of Newman. They call it a clean block. It goes out of bounds. And so the Tigers will stay with possession. Now to Mayer. Mayer tries the 3. That one goes off the side of the backboard and out of bounds. But Annalee, they're missing a pretty key part to this team, a guy that would have made them even bigger competition in this NBL Oak, which is so close between the 2, the 3, and the 4 this year, especially the 3, 4, and 5 in Montgomery, Annalee, and Santa Rosa. But Jack Jamark, he was sitting on the edge of the bench there, about 6'5", would have been a huge size-wise for Annalee. As Legend Highlight gets it, he'll take it left, drive the lane, and what a touch off the glass for Legend. That was beautiful. But yeah, Annalee trying to get back here. 31-15 with 5:34 to play here in the third. Homan drives right, driving the baseline, gives it back to Mayer. Mayer, the 3 is off the mark. It rolls out. Great rebound by Jones. Jones goes back up, and he is fouled. So at the line 4-2, we'll see who they assess that against. They're going to go against Cade Taylor, and Taylor wasn't even around the play. He was standing on the perimeter, so he's a little dumbfounded by that one.
Right. To be fair, as am I, Hugo. I'm not sure, because that looked like it was going to be against either Haile or Fahey, and somehow Cade Taylor comes out as the culprit of that situation.
And so the second there for Jones is off the mark. Mason gets the rebound. Very controversial there as he kind of hooked Zion Cargill. Oh, there's going to be some fighting down at the post. Cargill going to fight against Mason. They're going to call a foul. It's going to stay with Mason and the Tigers. They're going to go against Cargill after Mason hooked him. So it'll stay with the Tigers. 5:14 to play here. 31-16 third quarter. Hanley trying to get it in. They get it in under the basket for Jaff Stock, and he gets it through. So Hanley finding a way to claw back into this one. 31-18, 5:03 to play. Newman with it. Now Haile at the top. Haile drives left, kick out, three. A.J. Cole way off the mark. Picked up by Mason on the opposite block. Now Hanley driving inside. Jones on the fast break. Behind the back. Oh my goodness.
There's reverse layups, then there's floating it behind your head. That was quite the finish from Jones there.
Yeah, he's got 8. Now Newman on the other end going to try and hit a 3, and Cade Taylor fights back. A nice 3 from the corner. Now Hanley turning up the speed. Holman with it. He'll bring it to the right wing. Guarded closely by A.J. Cole. He picks up his dribble. Now gets a nice roll to Jones, and Jones has double digits as he puts it up and off the magic square and through. 34-22. Hanley fighting back here, clawing one by one, little by little.
Hey, brick by brick right now, Hugo. Hanley is starting to get a little more motion in their offense. They're playing a little quicker. They're not missing some of those buckets just right underneath the hoop. Off the mark there from Haile. Fahey called with an over the back there as subs 3 deep will come in for Cardinal Newman.
Yeah, they're going to call JJ back and talk things over. Ooh, might be a warning to the Newman sideline. Now they're going to send the guys in. So Cargill, Graff, and West now back in. 34-22. As Holman will bring it up. Holman will bring it right. Holman to the right, working. Holman now to the top. Holman gives it off to Mayer. Mayer brings it right. Mayer, handoff now, Jaff Stock. Jaff Stock, left elbow. His J is through. 10-point game. Hanley pulling back. Nick Pedersen doing his signature third quarter comeback. That's where the Tigers really bring it back. They did it the first time against Newman. Cardinals just withstanded it and went on a big run to start the fourth. We'll see if that's the same case today. Cargill cuts inside, kick out to Cade Taylor. Now to Owen Graff. He drives in, finds Aiden Johnson on the opposite block. Johnson, dribble again, goes up, can't get it, gets his own rebound. They're going to call a jump ball, and it'll go in the way of the Tigers. So a big roar coming from the Hanley section. They've played here quite a while. 3 games in the Cardinal Newman Rose City tournament, and then a further game here against the Cardinals, their 5th game, as Cade Taylor gets called for the slash on Jones, and so
pretty soft call there.
Yeah, this is the problem that we've seen. At least one of these refs was on the Montgomery game. We see a little bit of more aggressive reffing calls. I mean, Commissioner Elwood is in the house here. A little on the nose, donning the Hanley jacket, as a 3-pointer from Holman on the left wing isn't good. Loose ball. Rebound goes to Nick Mason, and he goes and puts it back up for 2. So 8-point game. But yeah, he's the Hanley athletic director, donning his Tigers, supporting them, cheering them on. As Haile drives the lane, rolls out as he's found Holman over to help him up. But yeah, no, so he's in here. watching his Tigers. But yeah, fouls have definitely seen a little bit of an uptick here this year in the NBL Oak. We've already seen 6 in this quarter alone, and we're only about 2:40 to play as Haile is at the line. His first is up and good. Legend. I know Coach DeBenedetti, you're talking about all the banners. Coach DeBenedetti, he's really happy. He was telling me he's extremely happy, loves seeing Legend succeed. Haile's been splitting time with the baseball team and the basketball team this winter. But I think Coach DeBenedetti hopes a little bit that Haile can come back a little sooner at full strength, because the Cardinals have been so dominant on the offensive side. They're looking to be dominant on the pitching side of things, and Haile could be a huge part of that. He's already been a huge part of that in their winter and summer, as Jaff Stock finds Jones in the corner, and it's going to cause Annaly to take a timeout after Newman traps him. So a 10-point game as Annaly takes their 3rd timeout of the game. 36-26, your score. The Cardinals lead it here from Cardinal Newman High School. So far, what do you think is the key here, Dylan?
This 3rd quarter, we were talking about the Cardinals coming out, and one of Coach Taylor's principles being controlling that first 4 minutes of the 3rd quarter, right? Coming out in that 3rd quarter and playing aggressively on defense. But not only that, but trying to open up some offense through the drive and kick, through those cuts, through the baseline motion that they've been generating. So far, it really hasn't materialized in terms of Annaly's matched their quickness with quickness. They said, we're not going to beat, we got to beat fire with fire here. We're going to come out quick too. So them cutting that lead down to 10 has been a huge key. The key is for the Cardinals to get back on defense and continue to play fast. If Annaly wants to battle fire with fire, they got to make their fire bigger.
Oh, yeah.
And continue to attack. They need to attack quicker in transition, and they need to get back quicker in transition. We've seen some easy points generated off the quick transitions from guard Bryce Holm.
Yeah, and now he'll bring it up after Owen Graff gets a nice little 10-foot floater to go for him. Nick Mason, he's been dominating the offensive boards as my colleague Fahey pulls that one down. They're going to call a foul against Homan on the hold against Fahey. He tried to rip it away for the jump ball. Would have gone Newman's way if it was a jump ball, but thankfully for the Cardinals, it's a foul. Homan's first, but yeah, those offensive boards are going to be huge for Annaly as they check Willis in, a bigger guard for them. They really have been stepping it up on offense, but they really need to either see some threes fall or get some big boards here. As Owen Graff drives inside, he loses the ball. Now it's a loose ball. It's tipped around, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Mayer of Annaly, and so it'll be Newman's ball.
That's exactly right, Hugo. 1:29 to go, right? We got 9.5 minutes to play. Annaly's going to need not only to attack with some of the slip screen in the lower points, those block points that we've been seeing from Mason, from Jones, from Jaff Stock. They're going to need some threes to fall, and they're going to need them to come sooner rather than later.
As Taylor finds Fahey down low, Fahey goes right up and draws the foul. They're going to call that against Mason. So a little bit of a slower night for Annaly down low. We normally see Ruffino, and they might have to they will go to him here. They're going to call him for the sub as Mason is now with 4 personal fouls. Mason, very, very good player. And Hunter Thomas also checks in. Mason has really stepped it up basketball-wise. I mean, he's a very good offensive lineman for their football team, but he's really stepped it up basketball-wise here, at least from what I've seen from watching them in the Rose City to now. He's done a great job. So 40-26, Annaly with it. Holman will bring it up after Fahey drains both at the line. Hunter Thomas with it at the left corner. He drives inside on Macaulay Fahey from 8 feet. Thomas finds the bottom of the net. Nice little turnaround floater is good. And Annaly sticking with these Cardinals like glue. Newman gonna rotate again. Now A.J. Cole brings it to the right. Kicks it right corner for Owen Graff. His three is off the mark. Pulled down by Macaulay Fahey. He's staying with it. Kick out to Cole. He thought about the three. Drives left. Switches to his right hand and touches it softly off the glass. Once again, like a baby's bottom, this Newman layup game has been. And Logan Willis with a little bit of himself on the other end. He got it. And a nice little touch off the glass. So now 42-30 with 15 seconds to play. J.J. West at the top, hands it off to Cade Taylor. He brings it left. Now to A.J. Cole, high left elbow. Left wing with Graff. Back to the top with West. Cole with it. Cole, 3, 2. Cole steps through. Cole at the buzzer. Off the bank and in. He got it. A magician, A.J. Cole, 14 points through 3 periods. And at the end of the third quarter, Newman leads it 44-30. Oh my, this has been quite the offensive uptick in the last minute for the Cardinals.
No, Cardinals realized they needed to get it going a little bit and play a little freer. And in doing so, Cole's been attacking the hoop. His right hand, do you remember the era of Jelly Fam, Hugo? Javion Quinterly, a lot of those old guys that put spin. It's like the new school,
finger roll.
The finger roll. It's like the new school Alex English, right? A.J. Cole has been manipulating this ball with his right, specifically with his right hand. Backspin, front spin, taking it from the right side, taking it from the left side. Elbow underneath finishes, elbow high finishes, reverse finishes. Really impressed with his control. Again, I was talking about it earlier. Control in the air. Can you control and manipulate your body in the air to do one of two things? Ideally both. Create contact where you can absorb contact to finish through it, leading with a shoulder and a hip. The second one is creating space to finish from a back shoulder or a finishing hand perspective. Cole's done such a good job of rotating through. So think about your right shoulder coming around, and with that, using that left shoulder to shield and creating just enough airspace from both the left and the right side to finish. Thoroughly impressed with his ability to get to the rim, manipulate that ball, and use that left shoulder to create space.
And now Cole resets now with J.J. West. J.J. West steps through and finds the bottom of the net. The freshman up to 6 points. He'd got a bit dormant in the last month, but then shows up huge for the Cardinals here. They're up 16 with 7:36 to play in this game. Mayer, he's going to try a three. It's off the mark, pulled down by A.J. Cole. Loose ball tipped away by Homan. A.J. Cole trying to dribble his way out of quite the pickle as he was trapped, but Willis went a bit too aggressive, and they're going to call for the push.
The professor, Kyrie Irving, if you will. That ball must have tripled 33 times in 10 seconds there, and he finally gets the foul. As Cade Taylor inbounds, ball goes off of Logan Willis there. Cardinals will retain possession on their own baseline. Taylor inbounding. 3 defenders deep. West receives, back to Taylor. But speed has increased here. I think we're just playing a little quicker, Hugo. Across the board.
Yeah, I mean, Annalie's trying to match that Cardinal speed, and it's something that could be just non-replicable as the Cardinals go into the corner, go down line and in. They find Carmine Guevara sealed off down at the post. He finds his way off the glass, and this is the strong start to the fourth quarter I talked about. Newman is up 48-20 right now, or 48-30, excuse me. They're really pulling away as Homan goes up and draws the foul off of Cade Taylor. He's likely going to have number 4. Foul number 4 on him.
And that's a position where when you have 3 fouls, you're one of the team's sharpshooters, right? You can keep yourself out of trouble. We talk about this all the time. It is so much harder, as we know, for big guys to stay out of trouble just with the positioning and the rebounding, right? Taylor there committing, albeit a soft foul, but putting himself in a position to get fouled there is not a good look for the Cardinals. Looks like Coach Taylor, or Dad Taylor in this case, is going to be leaving Cade out on the court, but just something you don't want to be getting too sticky with this early in the fourth. That's a position you want to put yourself in the last 3 minutes, not the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, Holman misses both at the line, so again, the free throw struggles continue for the Tigers. Cade Taylor with it. He runs it right, now brings it back left. Resets with A.J. Cole. Cole fakes the drive. Now stutters around 12 feet from the bucket. Reset for the Cardinals. They'll call a play. Goes to Carmine Guevara. Now Cade Taylor from NBA range, and it's off the mark.
Cardinals doing a little, slowing it down a little. I think they're realizing with this 18-point lead, 6:30 to go, that they can go to a little bit more of the high pick and roll and the dribble handoff just to kill 10, 15 seconds before they really set their offense with either Cole or Taylor.
Yeah, Mayer tries a three, and he has become dark from beyond the line. Dormant night for Mayer. Started 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, and since then is 0 for 5. Cardinals drive it inside, kick down to the left post for Carmine Guevara, and his touch off the glass is perfect. Now the ball in to Willis with it, brings it right. Now cuts back left. Willis trying to find an outlet. Goes to Thomas on the right wing. Thomas brings it in. Thomas step through. Thomas off the glass. No good. A little too strong with that one. Rebound comes to Guevara. Guevara will bring it up now to A.J. Cole. Cole steps through. Right elbow kick to the corner for J.J. West. And they're going to whistle for a foul. West will inbounds the ball from the baseline and around
Looked
the
like it
right
was
post.
Maybe a push on West there.
Yeah, that's going to be against Hunter Thomas. So Cardinals will go to their box set.
Cargill coming in for Cole
Actually
as Cole
spread.
takes a seat up 20 with 5:30 to go.
Yeah, this is likely it for Cardinals. You know, Annalee has done a great job as Carmine Guevara gets the inbound, steps through, draws the foul, count it. And so he'll head to the line for the and one, another and one for Carmine Guevara. But, I mean, Newman, you're talking about it, you know, up 20. Annalee this year has really kept it close. And while it's never been really close, it's been about 15 to 20, which has been very solid for the Tigers compared to previous years. But, you know, now Newman seems to be in full control. And if they can keep this consistent as they head towards a rematch, a third game against Windsor on Friday against Rancho, at Rancho, which is just such a weird gym because it's built more like a college gym versus, you know, these gyms that you see at Windsor, Carrillo, Newman, across the rest of the NBL Oak, which are built for high school. As Rufino's three, you finally see his range. The bank is open for him. He cashes a nice little check there. And now 52-33 your score as Annalee calls a timeout.
And just wanted to take a second, Hugo, to thank our sponsor of the night, Summit State Bank, for allowing the bank to be open after 5 this evening. Great local bank based out of Santa Rosa, branches, Hillsburg, Windsor, all over, you know, our business uses them. We love them. Pretty sure it's, you know, roughly 8:09, and they do appear to be open. So if anyone, you know, has a little late, either withdrawal or deposit, find yourself heading over to Summit State Bank.
Yeah, Summit State Bank, proud sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring us. I mean, I'd like to, you know, take a brief moment to shout out Lou and Tom. If you guys are still on the broadcast, you guys checked in. Thank you.
Yeah, big
for
thanks
your
to Big Lou.
Continued listenership and always staying with us in these big games. We love you. You do so much. You both do so much for Newman Athletics, and it's much appreciated. And keep doing it. I mean, I graduate after this year. This is my last Newman basketball game doing it for the radio. Did my last girls game last night. So, you know, you guys make such a great impact on this program, and I can't wait to see what these programs become once I am gone, because it's only going up, it seems. We were talking about the banners. My, oh, my. So many 2021s, so many 22s, 2023s, and 24s, and now a lot of 25s and 26s popping up as Newman runs the court off the press. Willis tried to block Guevara. He went up with two hands and got called for the foul. So Guevara will head to the line 4-2.
Really impressed with Guevara coming in. A quick 4 points. He's back to the line for an opportunity to get 6 more. And Hugo, I hate to stop the broadcast as we are 4:57 with Newman 52, Annalee 33, looking like Newman staring down the barrel of a matchup with Windsor. But I wanted to just take the quick time to give you your flowers, Hugo. As a guy who's came through this Cardinal Newman Broadcasting and University of Oregon graduate around the program up there, and lucky to now coach at Sonoma Academy myself, two-sport coach in cross country as well as track and field. You have elevated, brought light, continued to build not only the CN broadcasting, but what this school can be for people in sports broadcasting. Sports broadcasting means so much to me. I love sports business. I'm a student of the game, as I have been. I'm now involved in it in a professional capacity. But for somebody your age, headed off to college, this is just the beginning, Hugo. And for everybody listening, we are so lucky to have had Hugo Traverso with us as Annalee continues to fight for rebounds, shot clock violation, 20-point game, ball going back towards Newman. But you have continued to elevate this. Dave Cox with YSN has continued to elevate what Cardinal Newman is doing for young sports broadcasters like yourself. I have no doubt, and I mean this very seriously, that I am so excited to see your rise in this. There's a love, there's a passion that I have gotten to see firsthand, getting to sit alongside you and call games. I couldn't be more proud of what this program has done, what you have done for the program, and that we will soon be mimicking your, now here's a guy calls 20 years down the line, but I'm just thrilled that this is the beginning. I'm also sad that this is the end of Cardinal Newman basketball, but I'm not sad because it is a beginning, and it is a continued success for you moving forward at whatever college you choose to do. I know those games are only going to be more electric with you calling them. I know that I'll tune in just for a damn good call, and I couldn't be more thankful to have shared the mic with you and gotten to watch you grow through this. So for anybody listening, and hopefully we can look back to recognize what Hugo as a high school student has done, not only for the high school, what he will do as an alum to continue to support, but just thrilled for whatever steps you have next, brother. Super excited. Couldn't allow this season to end, and certainly couldn't allow football season to have ended without giving you your flowers, brother.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you. And I mean, it's been such a great time having you on these broadcasts. I remember going back to the Carrillo game. That was really fun going up there. That was, I mean, it's just been such a journey, and I've been really, really blessed and happy to have, guys like you and Dave helping me, guiding me, and being there for me, and, in big times and teaching me. And so I've been really lucky to have you guys. So thank you. I wanted to have you as my color for this game as Carmine eclipses double digits for the first time since last year. Great to see him coming off of his injuries and, making that transition to football. But just having you guys, I wouldn't want anyone else on my final Newman call than the one and only, the man who watched the streak begin, the man who has been through so much history in Cardinal Newman sports, the one and only graduate Dylan Cardinal.
I appreciate it. As a former athlete here, two-sport athlete here, as a former coach at this place, as a continued servant of the community, there's not much I love more than local high school athletics right now. I have to cheer on my Coyotes, but I will never stop cheering on our Cardinals here. And I love being a part of what we got going on. I will be as long as I'm in the area. And it's been a beautiful thing watching when I started here as a student in 2014 to where we have gone in 2026 has been a beautiful stage of growth for this school, and I'm excited for the next steps. And you now get to join me shortly as an alum getting to support and watch, and it's a fun thing, a real lack of responsibility and a lot of fun, Hugo. So it's a good place to be.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Tom, thank you. I'm excited to become a Cardinal for life as Newman will sub in. They're the final players yet to play on their bench. See Chuck Bruno, James Rado making their first minutes alongside Gordon, West, and Johnson as Newman is cruising right now, 57-35. Carmine Guevara is going to finish with 13 points. A.J. Cole's going to finish with 14. I mean, it's quite the night. Going to be quite the scorebook for Coach Vogensen as Annalee comes up a bit short on that three. So it's official. Windsor wins 63-40. So they'll head to play Newman on Friday at 7:45 at Rancho Cotati. That game will be on YSN365.com. You want to join Dave Cox. I'll be on the sidelines for that one. But, I mean, I have so much. I am so thankful for this place. And coming from a guy from Healdsburg, I had a lot of friends go to Healdsburg. I had, after my freshman year, the only thing that kept me at this place was the fact that I had a great group of people that were mentoring me and that believed in me, and athletics that were dominant and that I believed in. And so I was really, really excited to stay here, be a part of such a great program, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future. And I'll still be around as Jalen Gordon hits a big three there. I'll still be around periodically as just coming by when I'm in college, and I'll be helping out our CN broadcasting students as an assistant teacher. But I'm really excited to see how the program grows, and football going to Hawaii next year, some crazy stuff happening. They always say when you leave your school, the craziest stuff happens. So I'm looking forward to it.
I feel that now, Hugo, but you know what? It's only growth, right? Coach McManus doing a great job on the field. Coach DeBenedetti doing a great job on the diamond. Coach Taylor, Coach Merle doing a great job in the gym. And that doesn't include, Coach Reddy on golf. I mean, it's a good time to be an alum. I am really proud of the steps we have taken, certainly from an athletic perspective, to continue to deliver these young men and women not only the best coaching, but continued success through their programs. And it's you always get it's never jealousy. It's just a sense of pride that you get to see the things, the things are getting better once you leave. And you always look back and go, you know what, hopefully something that I was a part of or something that I could have been involved in helped build that growth. And moving forward, if there's anything I can do, right, it takes a village, As an alum that, helped you on your process, you can then be that alum that helps someone on their process, right? 2, 1, 64, 35 in the John Fitzgerald Gymnasium. But it's all about that growth, Hugo. Get us out of here. What do you got to say to end it, Hugo?
Well, for one final time from the John Fitzgerald Gymnasium, I have been Hugo Traverso, class of 2026 at this great high school. We'll see you on Friday, 6 p.m., the girls' game at Rancho Cotati against Maria Carrillo, which should be a huge game.
Huge
and
game.
then
Huge
at
game.
7:45, you want to stick there. I don't care if you're a fan of Annalee, if you're a fan of Carrillo, if you're a fan of Monty. I don't care if you're a fan of St. Bernard.
If you live between Lower Lake and Fresno, you need to be in the Rancho Cotati gym on Friday.
Exactly. We're going to have some great matchups. Girls' game's going to be great. The boys' game is going to be top-notch. Windsor's going to be going for Newman's throat. It's going to be a great game, and I can't wait for it. I'll be on the sidelines. Dave Cox, ysn365.com. If you can't be there, you can watch it there. But for one final time for Dylan Cattengill, I have been Hugo Traverso. Newman wins by 29, and we are headed to the NBL championship. We'll be back with coverage for that on Friday. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Adios. Oh, and go Cards.